Yo everyone, it's Diktaturen with you today and we are in Imola. And we have a rain race coming up. However, it's gonna be a dry qualifying, so we're gonna have a little bit of a mix today. And I can promise you, the rain race today was not that interesting, but we got some very decent results in. I'm gonna talk a little bit about this track. As Imola, you can see I'm losing the car, and it's a track where I'm usually struggling. It's very easy on some corners to lose the car. We're coming up to one of them right now, where you just need to hit it right, and if you are a little bit off, you're just gonna end up spinning on this curb and going right, smashing into the wall. And we don't want that, especially not in a league race with, I guess, around 30 laps. I'm not exactly sure right now how many there are, so we practiced a lot with Noel, who is our teammate here, and we managed to get rid of all the mistakes and make sure we are in a good spot for the race. So right now we are setting up our qualifying run. It's our second lap of the day. We are currently in P5. So there's lots of room of improvement. We went out and set the lap in the beginning, so the track should be in better conditions now. So we're gonna see if I can nail these first couple of corners, and I definitely am. So I am already 1/10 up of my time, which we're just gonna see more of. I just need to hook this corner up and make sure to get the exit speed through these corners with me. So we can see I'm losing a little bit of time there, but I'm gaining it all back as I get a better exit than before. So I'm currently 1.5 tenths up. Now coming into a corner where it's crucial to get the speed through, and you can see I am invalidating this lap. So this is not how I wanted this to go. But you can see on my fuel that I definitely have more than enough time to get on another lap. So I turn off my boost and I'm gonna start just braking a little bit around here so I can get it back. And it's important to have enough ERS, and I would say you probably need 60% of boosts to make a qualifying lap. I have 1.28 laps of fuel left, so I'm gonna have enough fuel. We're giving it another go. We are not really hooking up this first corner, so I'm not really where I want to be on the delta, but I'm still gaining. So probably didn't get the best exit of there. So once again, we're gonna see if we're gonna be able to go here. We are doing some awkward on that sausage curb, but we are 2/10 up. Last time it was 1.5 tenths, so I'm guessing the low fuel is really kicking in right now. 2/10 purple first sector, which is very good. Now coming up towards these dodgy couple of corners in the middle section. Now it's very important I don't go and invalidate. I need to hold it, use the curb to my advantage, get the rotation, and we are now 3.5 tenths up on our time. I really can't afford to mess this corner up, and you can see I am losing some time. Probably have another tenth there if I nail it, but I still get a purple middle sector. And now we can see we have a friend in front of us, Noel. He is gonna give us some help. And this isn't gonna help us a lot, but it's gonna help, as I gained maybe 0.5 tenth there. Now it's all about nailing these last couple of corners, and then we're gonna have an awkward drive home because we're not gonna have any fuel left in the car. And you can see I'm getting the fastest lap of a 1:14.2, which is pretty good since I am using a rain setup, as the race is gonna be very wet. And because of Park for May and all of this, which means technically you cannot change most components on the car or most settings on the car when you are going out on your qualifying run. So I think most of us here have the potential to go a lot faster, but it looked like it was gonna be heavy rain. So I think everyone is going for a race setup that suits them in the wet. So once again, we're gonna go around the first couple of corners, but we are on the grass, losing 1/10. But it's a faster track right now, so we can gain this back up, but we're not really hooking it up like we want to. We're gaining a slight bit of time. So we are 0.5 tenth now, back on our time, but we are having a moment on exit, and now we're just cutting grass like Valtteri Bottas, and that's not gonna work. 1.5 tenth up, and yeah, the traction is just gone after hitting the grass like that. So I am done with this lap, and Noel as well in front of me invalidated, so not looking good for us as we're gonna enter the pits now, and it's a nervous wait because we have cars out on the track who are gonna set times. But we're very happy to see that the Aston Martin of Nugget Box is pitting, so he doesn't go on another lap. All of the cars entering now, they will set their final lap. So we can see also a McLaren car giving up, but we have another McLaren car following. It's probably Vincent Nyquist coming here, and he is not beating our time. Now we're gonna have the Ferrari of Per Roger probably, or Edu, and none of them are setting a better time. So once again, we're fine. Now the blue car of Alpine is coming and Tixi beats our fastest time. So we have a front row at least, which I should be very happy about because it's my first front row in SRL. However, so close to the pole position, which I would have gotten if I didn't make those mistakes. Coming onto the formation lap, warming my tires up very aggressively. The AI takes over and the AI can't control a spinning car, which is very awkward for us, so I'm a little bit ashamed right here. But I'm not gonna go tomato red just yet. The last cars are coming onto the grid, so I guess we have warmer tires than they do right now, which I guess is some next level strat to crash on the formation lap. Nonetheless, it shouldn't affect that much. I am coming onto the grid and we are getting ready to race. As soon as I'm gonna stand on the grid slot, then lights should start going out. And we can see we are waiting for Maklamaki. Now we have 1 light, we have 2 lights, 3, 4 lights, and 5 lights, and away we go in the wet in Imola, and we are getting a decent start. Tixi as well. Vincent behind us also getting a good start, so it's very controlled so far. It doesn't look like someone is going to challenge into the first corner. We are clear, which is the most important thing in this condition. You really don't want to tangle up yourself with other cars. So we are gonna see now, do we have a moment on Tixi? No, we are not. So we're gonna have to try and figure out the pace of every individual car right now. I have a feeling Tixi is solid in the wet conditions, so I'm not too confident as I haven't practiced on it. And you can see on my exit, I'm losing time. Tixi is just able to drive away. We're gonna ask Jeff about the weather.
Full wets seem to be the fastest tire for now.
And we have no indication of it drying up, so from the looks of it right now, we have a very wet race coming up to you, and that always means that it's gonna be slow and people are gonna be impatient to get faster. And you can see Vincent behind, he is just on our gearbox basically, so he is definitely looking like he wants this overtake done before Tixi gets to move too far away from me, and he's already a second past, so this I need to pick the pace up, but by doing so I have to drive within my limits here, because in the wet the limit is moved. So basically trying to do these maybe insane thing that you want to do sometime, it just isn't gonna work. It's too risky. As we can see Vincent now into corner 1. He is on my inside, so I'm trying to leave him some space while slamming the door shut, and that works. I really don't want him to be able to chase down Tixi, and not this early on at least. I really want to make sure that I keep my position for a little bit longer, meaning that he is probably gonna burn some of his tires trying to catch up to me, but it's not looking very good as Tixi is now 1.5 seconds ahead of me. So really need to figure out my strategy here, because typically you lose time when you're defending, and right there I didn't lose too much time, but I am definitely gonna keep losing time if this just keeps happening. And you can see I still have a moment on the exit here. Vincent does not get the exit he wants to, so I'm not gonna get challenged into this corner. And now we are only 2 laps in, and Vincent is now looking for the overtake on the inside into these last couple of corners. Rarely a move that you want to be seen, so I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna brake and start moving to shut the door, as I'm not gonna allow him to overtake there. if he's gonna overtake, I want him to overtake on this main straight, so we can both drive in full pace without losing too much time. And looking back, maybe now I should have left him the space to just overtake, but I don't know, I could have been just collapsed on, and Edu would have, as you can see, I'm really struggling. Vincent again on my gearbox. I'm using my boost now because I don't want him to make the move here either. I guess Vincent is stressing me out. But like I said, if I would have left him the space in those couple of corners, Edu might as well been able to follow. And I don't want that. I want to maintain my pace if I'm going to get overtaken in these conditions. So Vincent is really looking to get past. We are losing time to Tixie, but most of this time right now is due to the fighting, as Tixie has just clear air and no threat behind. So yeah, we're gonna see if Vincent is gonna make another go for it, as we are struggling on this exit once again, and Vincent is once again going for the move. I'm not having this. I'm gonna defend inside into this chicane, and we're gonna try and leave him the space, but he gets a 6-second penalty for that, as he was on the grass trying to just keep the car in balance. And I have to say, that's never gonna work, an overtake in there. Maybe on the dries, but that's also on the limit, maybe a little bit over it. I don't want to be overtaken into there, especially when I have the inside line. And now we're gonna see Vincent is once again on my gearbox. He is looking on the inside, but I'm braking late as I don't want him to overtake. Tix is now 2.5 seconds ahead of me into the 4th lap. So yeah, I'm done with the defending now. I just want to drive my own race. I feel like I'm looking back more than I'm looking forward. So on this main straight, as long as Vincent is close enough, I'm gonna decide to let him go. And we can see now he is close enough, so I'm swirling a little bit. Most of the time means go past me. Gonna hug the inside, don't want any collisions here. So he gets ahead, and I have to say Vincent's pace around here was absolutely solid. Very fast driver. I've seen him before, and let's just say this, he's a very, very, very quick driver. But also when I've seen him, I've seen mistakes which eventually costs him the race, and most of the time might be due to his own aggressiveness. But if this guy was able to pick his moments a little bit more, or maybe not push too hard, maybe he would end up with more points than he is right now. But like I said, can't say anything against him. He's a very solid driver. Now we skipped a long way. We are on lap 27 out of 32. No one has pitted. We've just been driving in the same tempo. I'm still in P3. We have Bubbles ahead, who is a lap car. Very clean driver to have against you. You can see he leaves us the space as he is blue flagged. And yeah, this race, I'm in no man's land. Vincent, he has a 9-second penalty now, and he's 4.5 seconds ahead of me. And I think Tixie was fast enough to be able to hold Vincent off. I wasn't. Vincent was able to get past me, while Tixie was just this tiny little bit faster, which made Vincent, he didn't have those opportunities. So that's the reason for this huge skip as well.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Full
Yeah,
wets
still
seem to be the
full
fastest
wets,
tyre for now.
so yeah, but that's the reason for this cut, because there was just nothing to show. I'm happy to show when I'm driving, but driving in these conditions for 20 laps, more than 20 laps, it's just not going to be fun to see. So we're coming on to lap 28 now, and it's very important that we get these points. So a P2 right now would mean the world for me in this championship. I do believe I will be able to get first position in the championship, but we do have a safety car from nowhere, seemingly, as I can't really spot an incident on the track, which basically shakes everything up. So coming on to this next lap, we're gonna see Tixie is boxing for new tires, which is a very interesting choice, as that's gonna leave us in P2 with Vincent ahead of us with 9 seconds of penalties, meaning I'm right now in a net P1. I do have some tire wear, but it's very manageable, 34% in this condition. It's not the end of the world. And you can see now safety car is going to come in, and we have Vincent ahead 9 seconds, Tixie behind, and he is some bit back behind us because we have 2 lapped cars between us. So there's going to be a gap where I'm hopefully going to be able to ride it out these last couple of laps. But right now I'm feeling the pressure, I'm sweating, I'm nervous. This can be my first potential win in SRL if I just manage to keep it together and be as consistent as I've ever been. I have to show all of this in these last couple of laps. Vincent is taking a long time with this restart, but he makes a go for it there. So very good restart from Vincent, as he's already almost a second ahead of me. And I also get somewhat of a good restart as the lap cars are a little bit slower on the throttle. So Tixie is probably gonna get past him on this main straight. He should be left at least, so they can go past. So we're gonna see now. We have Vincent ahead 1 second. We are not gonna try and challenge him whatsoever because there's no point. And the car behind us is Tixie, so he has 2 laps, soon 1.5 lap, to catch up this gap of 1.2 seconds now, 3 seconds. And it's gonna be very difficult for me to maintain my pace, but it's gonna be very difficult for him to find the overtake unless I do a huge mistake. So all I'm thinking in my head is don't do a mistake, don't do a mistake, don't do a mistake. And I did tell my teammate to please, right now, be silent because I need to concentrate to the maximum. And we're gonna see, we are on a purple middle sector, so we are quick, but we are also struggling a lot on these tires. You can see I'm losing some time there again. And gonna use the boost because when there is rain and you brake like you brake, you're gonna get the boost back immediately. So you can pretty much slam it on every straight and just gain it back on the next couple of corners. I'm pretty sure Vincent is gonna get the fastest lap right here. He is gonna get 1:24.8. I am 4 tenths of him. And Tixie is now 1.1 seconds. So it's looking very good. But once again, I need to concentrate. I need to stay on track. The racing line is helping me a lot. I've been very close to shutting it off. I know Noel did, and he's very quick without it as well. But I'm just not there where I feel comfortable enough doing it. So in races like these, I just want to find my consistency, and without them I'm not consistent anymore. So the racing isn't as fun, but eventually where I'm gonna feel comfortable, it's gonna go off because it's gonna be a lot more fun once I am comfortable without it. So you can see now I have these last couple of corners left until I get my first SRL win, and this is looking pretty good. I'm taking it ultra careful around there. Tixie is getting 2 tenths on me just on that corner, but I don't want to throw the car anywhere. I need to drive solid, and I have 2 warnings as well, so if I get another warning I'm gonna be out. So he is half a second back. We're gonna use my boost once again. 2 corners left now, so we're gonna see, can we make this work? We are taking it very slow, very cautiously. He's not gonna find the overtake here. Last corner now, and on the main straight.
Såja! Fucking get this.
I guess this is the classic because that's what I do after every solid performance. We are a race winner in SRL, and I am very happy. So I'm gonna freeze the frames here as I was very quick to turn it off, but I get P1, Tixie P2, Nuggetbox P3, Edu P4, and Noel Carman in P5. I think all of these drivers made a very solid race, and it wasn't the funniest race, I'm gonna be real, but I did squeeze out the win, so obviously I'm gonna be happy. Now we are gonna have some rest, and on Sunday we are gonna do our next race, and it's gonna be in Portugal, so stay tuned, and please give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice week, take care, and goodbye.